Big thank you to Nokia Mobile for sponsoring this video. Every year, same thing happens. Fall comes around, new flagship phones are dropping left and right, and they are packed to the gills with features that push the boundaries of what you think is possible, or at the very least, slightly better versions of what last year pushed the boundaries and you didn't know it was possible. They also push the more all-important boundary, and that's price. I probably don't have to tell you guys, phones are expensive! And all that innovation on the high end over the past years has had a pretty interesting effect. It's actually led to more affordable phones now. Before I get to the main point, I promise I do have one. I wanted to thank you to you guys for your years of support, for being awesome, amazing, generally good human beings. I can give you guys a chance to win $500 gift cards anywhere you want. You can live anywhere in the world. We'll let it run for 10 days. Let me know in the comments what you would do with this phone, and be sure to leave your social handle in the comments so I can contact you if you win. All information will be in the description. Enter, this is a name that's probably familiar to a lot of you, the Nokia G100. Before you yell at me, Nokia, take it easy on me, man. That's how we say it here. This phone is sub $200. That packs pretty much everything you need and leaves your wallet room to round out your experience. Again, for under $200, you are getting what would have been a flagship phone a few years ago. That is an insane deal. So if you want to spend even $500, you get yourself an entire ecosystem to go with this phone. And I know at first glance, the price of this phone might leave you thinking that there's a lot that's been cut out to get there. It's got to be missing something, right? Like, John, does not have a screen. You have to buy the battery separate. Is the camera just not there? And I would understand why you would think that. But the answer is no. Pretty much every category is really well featured. Start the display. That is here, it has one. It's a 6.5-inch HD Plus LCD display. It's obviously not OLED, you're not looking at 2K, 4K, or any resolution. And it has a front-facing camera, and that camera actually enables face unlock. It works well, and is extremely convenient. If you want a more secure version of authentication, there's a fingerprint sensor built into the power button on the side, which I think is still the best placement going for a fingerprint sensor. It looks good, it feels good, it's intuitive. Your thumb just knows where to go. And how about this? There's a headphone jack built in. Haven't been able to say that in a few years, which is nice. So if you just want to, plug in headphones like a normal person, Nokia has your back. Speaking of back, there's actually 3 cameras living back there. So the main camera is a pretty nice 13 megapixel sensor with an f1.8 aperture. There's also a 5 megapixel ultra wide with a 115 degree field of view. And you also have a 2 megapixel depth sensor here as well. And you can take a look at these shots here. And again, remembering $200 price point. Don't compare these to a $1,300 phone. These are pictures that are not only just good enough, but pictures that are generally good. You're not gonna win smartphone photo of the year, but you can take your pictures, you can share your pictures on Instagram, you can share videos on social network, and all of it will look really decent. And you're getting all that decentness on the camera without sacrificing on the internal side. It's got a Snapdragon 662 in here, either 3 or 4 gigabytes of RAM, depending on which version you get. 32 or 128 gigabytes of storage option. You have a micro SD card slot included. That spec sheet alone, again, for under $200, is nuts impressive. And it's not state-of-the-art processing here. It's not gonna, it's not gonna blow anything away, but it is more than enough to do your everyday tasks. Things like browsing social media, taking phone calls, consuming media, making videos, whatever you want. This phone can handle all of that. And also has a pretty beastly 5,000 milliamp hour battery inside, which is ginormous. And combining that size with less power-hungry specs, this phone can last you for days. Think of it like $100 a day is how long this battery is going to last you. So, 2-day battery life. Overall, it is a really solid device. Again, keeping in mind the price. What's even more compelling is thinking about what else you could get to complement that phone, since you save so much money on the phone itself. I think the most essential accessory would be some sort of wireless headphones. Obviously, this has a headphone jack, you can use it. But if you want to go wireless, there are a lot of options on the market. They got a few different options. Start with the Nokia Clarity Earbuds Pro. They're on sale for $99. They're noise canceling, awesome for music and calls. Pretty beastly battery life too, with around 7 hours. If you want to go a little less expensive, there's a Nokia Go Earbuds 2 Pro, about $70, going to give you 24 hours of total playtime. And if you get real gross and sweaty, they're sweat and splash resistant as well. Another accessory to complete the whole kit, I think would probably be a tablet. For under $200, Nokia's got you covered. So they got the T10 on sale for about $150. 8-inch HD display, Android 12 with 2 years of guaranteed OS upgrades, 4 gigabytes of RAM, 64 gigabytes internal storage. If you want to go up a little from there, they've got the T20, about $180. Same RAM, internal storage, but a 2K display and that same 2 years of OS upgrades. All-day battery life, stereo speakers, a really nice, well-rounded tablet. It's going to handle everything you need for media consumption and even creating some things on the go. For less than $500, you are getting a smartphone, you're getting wireless earphones, even a solid performing tablet. One concern I have whenever picking up an unlocked phone is it going to work with my carrier? No worry here, it'll work with every major US carrier right out of the box. And as phones get better and better, it's easier to buy a more affordable one without sacrificing quality. And the phone somehow feels surprisingly premium. The back has kind of a cool textured feel. I've got a blue version here. The fingerprint on the side, I know I talked about it, but it works incredibly fast. The placement is really intuitive. It charges via USB Type-C. All the areas you'd expect corners to be cut were not cut here. I don't know if Nokia's taking a loss on this phone or how they got the price below that. But it is a really impressive, surprisingly full-featured phone that can do pretty much anything for a price point that makes it an impulse buy, I think, for a lot of people. I think what Nokia has done here is really admirable. The build quality feels good. The phone performs as you'd expect. You can do normal phone functions. You can take pictures, videos, and it does it all well. Which is, again, under $200, and I keep saying that, is nuts. If you want to pick one of these up for yourself, if you want to learn more, I'll put a link to it down below.